swirly. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, and crew members in good standing, welcome back to the Stephen Ian Project. My name is Ian. Now, before we get into the video, I want to do a little housekeeping as always. Should you like the video, I want you to give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you like it enough to like it, then it wouldn't hurt you to share it. And if you could do all those positive things, would you please? Would it kill you to subscribe? And whether you like it or not, leave a comment down below. Apparently all these things help with the alcoholism. I mean algorithm. I don't know how it all helps, but the other videos I watch, they say that. So I want you to feel comfortable. We're going to say that too. And if you're going to like, share, subscribe, and comment, hit the bell icon. And that way you know about any future videos that we drop so you can avoid it like the plague. Now, proceeding with transmission. Today, my friends, I would like to talk to you about numbers. Now, I know in the beginning of the video, when we were doing the housekeeping, I say subscribe and all that. But I want to talk about that. Subscriber numbers, viewer numbers, all those numbers, numbers. Now, to give you a little bit of context in regards to this topic, I want to talk about our past, specifically Steve and myself. Back in the day, Steve and I did a lot of off-Broadway theater. Now, I'm talking about some real poverty row kind of stuff. 50 seats, 100 seats, those kind of small little downtown kind of black box theaters. Like zero budget, like whatever was in the building, that's what you had for sets, props, and all that. The theater had lights, but not that many. We couldn't afford bulbs if anything burnt out. We couldn't afford gels. We had to use whatever gels were in the building already. Specifically, Theater for the New City, which is a large facility with 4 theaters. It's a big building, over 100,000 square feet. It's a large building, but there's 4 small theaters in the building. Okay, there's 2 medium-sized theaters and 1 large one, but they're, I think the most we can fit in any one space is about 200 people or so. 155 First Avenue, New York, right on the corner of First Avenue and 10th Street. Shout out to Theater for the New City. Now, I worked on a bunch of shows at Theater for New City, a bunch. And when you're doing that kind of theater, there's bound to be some hiccups. And one of the hiccups we ran into a lot was nobody coming to see the show. When we did those shows, there were many times when you were hard pressed to find an audience member. I did a lot of shows where he had played to the space. And for those of you who might not know what that phrase means, that means you're basically doing a dress rehearsal. That means nobody showed up. I'm going to tell you this one story about a show I worked on. I don't want to give you the name of the show because I don't know if the writer of the show is going to be watching this. I doubt he will. It was called Dropping In on the Earth. It was a musical written by this man who had once owned an advertising agency or something like that. And it was directed by a good friend of ours. Now, Steve was in the show and I was like stage managing it or something. I was definitely running the lights at one point in time, but I started off as stage manager. Now, the gentleman in question had a good deal of, how should we put it, money. So he put money into this show. He made everybody equity. All the actors who were in the show were made equity. He gave the crew members union scale kind of money, I didn't get my equity card because I was working on a show somewhere else at the time, so I couldn't be there for the entirety of the run. So I like to say missed out, but I avoided a bill. So, I didn't have to join the union, so I didn't have to pay dues later. I'm not sure if it would have helped me. Who knows? But when I came back to the run of the show, when they had gotten everybody had been turned over to union and they were running for a while. It was a long kind of run. Usually at the theater, things ran, 3 weeks or something like that. There's another story about something like that. There's another story about that Steve and I will tell you later. But usually people ran 3 weeks. There's 3 weeks and out. This was a rental. He rented the space. He paid the actors. He paid the crew out of his own pocket. He did all of that. Advertising. There were ads in the Times. There was ads in the Village Voice. He spent money. And I think it was 5 or 6 shows a week. And matinees, there was matinees on Sunday. So Sunday afternoon matinee. So one particular Sunday afternoon, nobody showed up. There's about 6 to 8 people in the cast. There's about 4 or 5 people in the crew. Nobody showed up. So our chief, our director, our man at arms, our leader says, "Oh, fuck it. we're playing to the house. Fuck it, we're playing to the house. So everybody, okay, we're troopers. We're all troopers. We everybody get in their costume. Everybody get to their places. We reset everything. Everything was good to go. So we start the show to the chairs, and then 3 minutes into the show, two people walked in. They grabbed their seats, like the second or third row center, and the whole cast played the show right to these two people, and they sat there like this. They had the hell of a time. They had the time of their lives. And like 15 minutes later, a friend of ours came in and, seeing what was going on and him being another TNC family member, he was a great audience. He laughed his ass off. He was loud. He egged them on. He get the audience go, the two people in the audience. He got them up and he got them, all juiced up for the show. They had a great time. My friend came in, our friend came in, and he made an even better show for the audience. And it turned out to be a pretty good show that day. So when we post the video now, and I see one of our videos, the most views it got was 17. My ass spanking video got 17 views. I look at those views and I'm like, yeah, that's awesome, because there were many times I did shows and 17 people didn't show up. I had maybe 7 people in the audience. There were a couple of shows that I wrote and directed that maybe 10 people showed up a couple nights, you know what I mean? And in times you have full houses. But when you see, to me, when I see low numbers, I see more than 2, I'm ecstatic. You know what I mean? More than 2 people watched my video. I always think back to those times when we had 0 audience and you're playing to chairs. So it doesn't bother me. And so I really think that a lot of us who do these kind of YouTube videos and you see small numbers and you get all antsy, think about those times. Think about times when, well, you may not have had those times, but there are times when there are people out there, professional musicians and actors and artists of all stripe, who open their doors to audiences, whether it be a painter showing his work, or a musician sitting in a bar, or an actor doing a monologue, or a one-man show, and nobody shows up. 17 is a good number, especially when I can think back and I remember 2 being awesome. Also, especially remembering when I did a show with some friends of ours and the entire audience walked out. That's a story for another time. The moral of the story is this. You gotta appreciate your audience, no matter how many people watch. 1 person, 1,000,000 people, 1,000,000,000 people. You gotta appreciate the audience you got, because nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you views. The algorithm doesn't owe you recommends. Nobody owes you likes. Nobody owes you to share. Nobody owes you to subscribe. Nobody owes you anything. You make the video for you. If you enjoy making the videos, you just make them for yourself. And if people watch, all the better. But nobody owes you anything. And that's one of the things I learned. You put on a show, you put in money, you put in time, you put in the effort, you get the space, you get the set up, you get the lights up, you get the sound together, you get the crew, the cast, everything. And nobody might show up, because you're not owed an audience. You're not owed an audience. And that's okay. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So appreciate what you get. But that's all I wanted to talk about. Perspective. Keeping it in the perspective. 17 is good. Got a couple 20s a couple times. It's good. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you come and I hope you like it. I hope you come and I hope you get something out of it. Even if it's only 5 of you. 5 people. I'll take it. More than 2, I'll always remember the 2. And when our little friend came in like that. And when we had 2 people and my friend Terry came in and saved the day and made it 3. So thanks for watching. Whoever you are, wherever you are, thanks for watching. I'll take it. 1 is fine too, as long as you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Hope you got a little giggle. All right. I hope you liked that video. We will see you soon. But in the meantime, What we want you to do is to make sure you wash your hands, wear your mask, get tested often. If you're feeling sick, stay home. And please maintain your social distance. Just get the fuck away from me, all right? Just 6 feet. Stay safe. We love you. We'll talk to you soon. Both of you. Bye.